I was about to say, I thought you said the camera was on. I was about to say, what?
I thought the camera was on the whole time. My bad.
What's going on, Charlie? Fine. Miami, you can't even get what you looking for, Jack. Look out. Remember me? From the back block, all odds against me. Promoted the crack spot, but the Lord was with me. Isn't that ironic? I'm iconic. Harder than Chinese arithmetic, the man still got it. $20 million day, brand new chronic technique before the internet, the man bionic. I draw them in droves from miles away, and I shine when the skies are gray. By the way, I'm a hustler. You know I'ma find a way. I got the muffler. I ain't got time to play. I make it.
Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of XY 101. I'm your host, Will D, and with me today I have...
Lydia Renee Penn.
Calvin.
Your boy Jose.
All right, and today I have this episode titled Dum Dum.
Oh, shit.
Because I just have a few things about slow folk. That's the nice way to put it.
Oh,
so,
man.
first and foremost, define dumb to you.
Ignorant. Choosing to be ignorant. Rather.
About 95% of the people I know.
Inconsiderate.
Inconsiderate. That's one. Why inconsiderate?
Cause dumb people really do like dumb stuff that are so inconsiderate to everybody else.
It's true.
Indeed.
See, I just consider dumb people who are aware that they're slow and do nothing to change it.
Choosing to be ignorant.
What if your brain don't?
See, but that's the thing. So that brings me to our next question. Define ignorance.
Ignorance is not knowing. Lack of information.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like naive almost, but more in a negative way than a positive way, I think.
Yeah.
Depending on the situation, how I said it.
See, why I don't use the two as synonyms is that I feel someone who's ignorant is someone who literally doesn't know, but like they're not aware of the fact that they don't know these things, right? Like
That is true.
it's kind of like in earnest, just something you've never learned,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
When you're
Lack of
dumb,
knowledge.
somebody puts you on and you're still just like,
You're choosing to
nah,
not
that can't be.
learn the information.
Right.
Yeah.
Poorly timed, Calvin. Poorly timed.
Answer this like live. Just, y'all do. We do. Hold on. Oh shit! Hey,
But yeah.
baby.
So then, define stupid while Calvin tries not to get in trouble.
Stupid is pretty much the same thing as dumb, I think.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Choosing not to. Sorry.
Everybody got their white.
Nah, man. No. No, we'll talk about it later. Don't even worry about it.
Off now. Choosing not to change anything about your awareness of information, your lack of information. You know that you're lacking information,
But you still don't even want to try.
you don't even want to go out there
Yeah.
and find out how to get it.
I'm sorry. Can I go back to what I was saying about ignorance? I ain't hear y'all off.
Yeah.
Oh no, what I was gonna say was like I don't know if y'all said it or not, but like ignorant is like you'll even speak on something that you don't understand, right? You'll talk like you know what it is, and you're just ignorant to the fact that there's something different.
That you know you need to learn.
Yeah. Dunning-Kruger.
Wait, you can't just drop names.
Dunning-Kruger effect comes to mind when you say ignorant.
Okay, explain.
Shit.
It's what
Please.
and I sound like I suffer from it, and I suffer from it, but it's like you talk more about some shit than what you really understand, but you'll like
Faking it till you make it type of
not even
thing.
faking it till you make it. Like 2 + 2 is 22
Okay. With conviction,
with conviction.
Okay.
2 + 2 is 22.
because you believe it.
It's a little more deeper than that. Like you have to look it up, but
Okay.
when I say Dunning-Kruger effect, when you look at it, I
Yeah, I need to
like
look this up.
will for ignorance is the best. You have to look it up.
So
Donnie
it's like
That's-
It's
like a
like
disorder.
you know,
It's
but
like
you're
a
still being
racist-
dumb about it.
Nah, it's
it's
like
no. It's like a racist in Alabama who decides to still be racist in modern era because that's just the way it was.
political pundits.
Okay.
Well, honestly, I think that's kind of a little different. Like, because think about it, if they lived it in an era where
No,
racism was okay,
No, no,
and then
that-
they
that-
grew into a new era where nowadays it's not okay.
But I'm saying someone now, right? Like, if let's say we have like an 18-year-old racist in Alabama,
yeah. Okay.
right?
Yeah,
Because
they
that's
weren't
just how
born in
it's
a
been.
time
They were born
where
in-
it was acceptable.
They were born after people were eating Tide Pods. Right. Like,
Wow.
that's the closest I can get to fathoming what he's talking about right now.
Yeah, I just send it to you.
Oh, the
You want to read the definition or like what it says? It says is a cognitive bias whereby people with low ability, expertise, or experience regarding a certain type of task or area of knowledge tend to overestimate their ability or knowledge.
so that liberal
Oh,
who
wow.
doesn't understand
That's so
laws
good.
but is talking all this crap because it's socially conscious.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I want to be cool, want to be hip in the conversation.
A wannabe.
Yeah, you
A
throw a
charlatan.
couple big words in there, and people think you know what the hell you're talking
You know
about.
what the fuck I'm saying?
You know, and that's the problem.
I went to school
It's
in
a
South Carolina.
charlatan.
All right. So then, why do you think that some people decide to choose and stay to be like intolerant or ignorant or anything like that? Like, why is it a like conscious decision for some folks?
Because they don't want to hear the truth.
Or they believe they're right.
They want to stay comfortable.
They want to be sheeps.
Comfort. Yeah,
All of them.
I agree with that.
They want to be
It's
sheeps. They
comfortable
want to
to be
follow
ignorant.
everybody.
Ignorance is bliss. That's what they say, yeah.
or to not know or to, you know, because then that means you have to grow
Yep.
and things have to change.
Yep.
And for some people, God forbid, there should be a little change.
I feel like sometimes it's just not wanting to admit you're wrong. Right? Like,
Yeah, a lot of the times.
it's one thing to learn
Which is
something.
comfortable. You're comfortable when you're right. When you're
Yeah.
when you're wrong,
Yeah,
you're
that's
not
very
comfortable.
No, but I feel like there are people who are willing to adapt based on like depending on the situation, right? Like if let's
Like
say
they can't deny it.
right, exactly.
Like, oh, I'm
You know, like,
black. Oh.
shoot. Well, that would bleach your skin. Some people really have it. But like,
I
no.
mean, that's happened. That's happened. People pretending to be something they're completely.
But I mean, like, I'm talking more like, you're walking in the rain, right? You weren't ready with an umbrella, so you find something to cover yourself, right? You adapt. Right?
Yeah,
So
right,
changing and, even if you look stupid or you find like a trash bag, you put it on whatever the case may be. There are people willing to do that, right? But to actually admit that you were wrong and whatever you thought it was, like,
that's a step further.
right.
Like,
I feel like
maturity.
for them that just hurts, like that pride. Like, more so than people will change for certain things, right? Being adaptable, being human is kind of like, this is where we are.
Yeah.
What we
Yeah.
do. But it's because we're conscious of self and have this pride. A lot of people don't ever want to be wrong, right? That's even why, like, when
Nope.
they're racist, but they find a good black person, you're a good one, rather than like black people could be all right as a whole.
I hate
You're one of the good ones.
Like, I'd rather you call me like the token black guy than the good one.
Right?
one of the good
One of the
ones.
good ones. The nigga like, what the fuck?
Like what?
My product.
There ain't that many of y'all. One of the good ones.
You're one of the good
One of
ones.
the good ones.
I got faith now.
But not even just like no, just every now and again we find a good one. It's a in their world, because stats says nothing can ever be 100%. It has to be a good one. But like as a whole, they're all trash. Like what?
Mel Gibson said we're pack animals. Cause he said you pack a nigga.
I mean, woof woof. Fuck Mel Gibson.
Ow.
Oh.
Don't do that, y'all. Come on.
Gotta admit though, I still don't mind watching his movies.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
Apocalypto?
See?
Fire.
Indeed.
I just watched that again recently, like a couple months ago. I was like, you know what? Say what you want. This guy can
talented.
direct. a
Talented
movie.
like shit.
I mean,
Can't deny that.
they do have determined idiots.
I wouldn't
out there,
party
whether
with
it's
them,
PC or
but-
not. It's a thing. Like, I'm not grabbing drinks with Mel Gibson, but
Right.
I'll, make another movie, please. They're not garbage.
Who tells you that we're gonna drink together? You're gonna go drink.
You know what? Yeah.
I told you. I knew
She
it.
changed her mind. She's like, you know what? The drink is.
One drink and see where it goes. See where it goes.
So, what are some subjects that you think you aren't knowledgeable enough to even talk about?
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Politics.
Yeah, certain laws about it. No. So I wouldn't even comment on the topic.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, like half the shit on TV like that.
Mathematical equations.
Because that goes back into
Yeah.
that goes back into stupid people too. My bad.
No, you're not wrong.
Certain sports, I don't know, not about.
No, I wanted to ask this because like you said, being
Cooking.
ignorant is having no idea, right? That like the things you don't know.
Yeah.
Then there's just certain people who just like I just don't know enough about that. I don't think that makes you stupid, dumb, or anything. That's just you willing to admit like I just haven't done my research.
That's
Right?
you being
the whole
wise.
thing, right? Exactly. I think that's the sense of wisdom to be
Wise.
like I don't know sometimes.
But it feels good in a way because you're growing right there in that process, and you're saying to yourself, "I don't know, but I want to know, and I will get there. You know, I will become, or I will know, and I will grow."
But does it become an issue if it's just a subject matter you're not interested in, right? Like so, like
It is an issue because that's also goes back to that comfort. You can't just be comfortable if you want to grow. You can't just be comfortable knowing things that are just in your interest. You have to kind of go outside of
So-
the line a little bit and be bored.
So you
Yeah,
feel
that's
like
dope.
everyone
With the
should start to learn a
information.
bit about
Said
like
it, boy.
Australian football?
Oh,
Since he mentioned sports earlier, right? Like, do you feel like it's required that you must start to learn stuff about Australian football,
Nah.
or like, do you have to finally start learning those mathematical equations you don't know, or you get what I'm saying? Like, does it you necessarily have to now start seeking out the areas that you're weak in,
You get-
or just admit that when that conversation comes up,
You're
this is
ignorant.
not my 15 minutes
Yeah.
right here.
I have an example. I recently decided to go into the insurance business, you know, to supplement my income.
Okay.
And you have to take an exam, and I had to try to convince myself to like the information so that I can pass the quizzes and get into the information because it was just like I'm not I was never a studious person. I passed, but I was never a studious person. So as an adult, going back to school and learning, it's daunting. So I had to kind of reassociate those thoughts like, okay, I'm going to like this. I'm going to get into this information. I'm going to find a way. Maybe I can associate it with crime shows or something like that.
No, I think that's smart, especially when trying to learn something. When disinterested, right? Like
Oh,
trying
my
to get through school at the time,
goodness.
you have to find a way to make it fun. Like even those classes that you hated, but you had a great teacher. You were like, yeah, the subject matter sucks, but like I'm actually learning because let's say they turned, physics into the soap car, like the soapbox car thing you have to do, and you're like, that was fun putting together the car and all that stuff. You learned the mathematical part of it that you normally hate, but you were just like, I just had fun because we were just rolling shit down a hallway for like 15 minutes. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And everybody learns differently.
That's true.
Don't they try to make people learn like state capitals by singing
Song.
that Grease song or whatever the case may be?
Which one?
No, it's
Reach Lightning?
no. You're the one that I want. That's like one where they teach kids how to use the state
Really?
capitals or the 50 states. Yeah, they've been doing it since I was yay big. Like, and
Yeah?
I
I
keep
can't
hearing them do
imagine that
It's the same reason why like a lot of children's songs have the same like
melody.
as Twinkle Twinkle Little Star because it's something that like the
A,
brain
B, C, D.
right. It's just something that the brain's like, oh yeah, this is familiar, and then it helps you learn the information.
Right. Now they have this thing where, visually, people learn visually. You can record videos and things like that. And you're hearing it. You can see the words.
I think it's about time they did that, to be honest, because
Heck
I
yeah.
know far too many people who in class, right? Like, if you couldn't put something on the screen for them, they were just like,
Yeah.
outer space.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
I was one of those people.
My history teacher taught by wearing costumes and us doing
Engaged.
the
that's
like whatever
what
we
you
read, we had
to
to
the next level.
do it. So that's how we learned about George Washington, and not only that, visual and reading, you understand it more, and then you read between the lines.
Read between the lines.
You're like, wait a minute, but if this guy's doing this, I'm rolling in the dark, like I'm not hitting nothing. So they start imagining. So I think it's way better. That's probably why YouTube learning has become popular.
Oh my goodness, YouTube! You can learn anything you want on the internet.
Heck yeah.
You can be ignorant if you want to, but
Yep.
everything you want to learn is on the internet.
It is.
Whether it's the
also
deep web.
feel
That's the
it's
guy.
dangerous to do.
I was about to say that's the
But I feel
goddamn
like that's
problem
what
right
time
there.
though. That's what time is. That's evolved. Like this wealth of knowledge that we have is now. Like we didn't have this back in the day. If you want to look something up, you either go into encyclopedia, the dictionary, open it
Yeah.
up,
Yeah,
Well, we
open
have the
your
knowledge.
library.
go to the library, be there for hours trying to find a book, and yeah, that's how you're finding research. Nowadays, you can just let me open up my phone,
No.
I actually
browse
find out-
Google.
I think
yeah, exactly, and you straight.
I think people like.
But it causes people to be lazy.
Bias. They if they like teaching the info, they're gonna teach it their way.
That's true too.
So
Old school.
Trust the motherfucker. Like, sorry.
Well, that's why when you listening and learning something from them, you pick out what generates to you.
Right,
You
and leave the
understand?
rest.
And then leave the rest. Like I learned a lot about special effects, but I was like, wait a minute, if you're doing the effects this way, wouldn't it be more simple? But at least you get to see what they're doing and how they're doing it.
Yeah.
Now, that's how I call a dumb person. If you're just gonna go blindly and do whatever they tell you to do instead of thinking out the box,
Right. Right.
And then
Part
you
of the
just
education is learning to adapt. Like
yeah,
make
yeah,
it your own.
exactly.
Yeah.
And anything you do, the first way to learn is to mimic, and then afterwards you add your originality, and then that's now your style.
Right.
Like, that's just kind of we learn most things, language, move like walking, things like that. No one actually really has the same stride. We just kind of all built the same kind of mechanical concept and then adjusted for our body. Like it seems like a really simple thing, but that's how different we are.
Yeah. I just watched my niece. How she's starting.
Right? It's crazy to like as an adult look back at children and think that you were there.
Yeah.
And like just seeing like all the little pieces that your brain had to put together, you're like, this is impressive. Because as a kid, right, and I'm seeing like babies do this, and they're like, oh my god, they took their first step. I'm like, we walk every day. Like, what do you?
Yeah.
What's so impressive about this?
We got thousands of steps every
Getting
day.
used to it.
Yeah, but like now I'm still used to it, but I think I can appreciate like just all those brain functions putting together, like all the little bits and pieces. It's just
As you wake up tomorrow paralyzed, you can't walk. You be like, oh my god. Yeah, you be flipping out.
I think that's the worst thing because like now you know what to do and then you can't do it anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like that just sucks. But I think that's everything. Like when you make up with amnesia, and now you're just like I kind of have an idea of what to do, but like I don't know how to do things. Like what is going on?
Who the hell am I?
Fuck that. Hell. No.
And then, what are some subjects that you actually want to learn about?
I feel like I get overwhelmed with that because there's so much that I want to learn, and I'm always like reference books are like my favorite books because they're the most engaging to me. I've had to learn that after not reading certain books in school. It's like, why am I not reading these books? Because they're not engaging to me. So, reading books on how to do this, how to do that, or things that I just want to know. Maybe I want to learn about trying to cultivate different wines. Look it up, certain aspects of spirituality and religion I'd really like to learn more about. If I had more time, I'd read the Quran, the Bible, the
That
Torah.
is true. Yeah. Know more about.
I'd read so many different things, but spirituality mostly. Yeah.
I'm definitely on that same tip too. Especially with everything that's happening on the news with the anti-Semitic and all this. I want to really understand and
Understand it.
dive into it and see what it really is.
There's so much destruction because of that topic.
Yep.
To this day, from the time that we've existed, it just blows my mind.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Definitely
You don't
weed.
know?
I want to keep learning
Something
about
that
weed.
you might want to learn or know.
I want to break the break that
I
stereotype.
mean, I'm not saying that I don't want to. I can't.
Think of
What
anything.
about
Yeah.
your wife, right? You're close with your wife.
Indeed.
So is there something that she's interested that you may be more curious about?
No, I can't.
Cooking.
Nah.
Cooking. He's married to a Latina. She cooks a lot.
Yes, she does. But I can't.
Latin America. Yeah.
I want to break the stereotype of you can't teach old dogs new tricks. So that's why I'm learning new languages.
Yes.
And it's hard because of
hard
that
as an
reason.
adult.
Because
Yeah,
you,
because your brain works different as an adult.
yeah.
It doesn't
But
really soak up.
It can be fun. It can
Yeah.
be one of the most fun things you can
But
learn.
not when the language is so close to your language.
You know what?
It's hard.
I would like to learn how to build a simple robot.
A simple robot.
A simple robot.
That's
Not
bad.
like no crazy type of shit. Like
Just
a simple.
something that just, That's interesting.
I want to learn more about weed. I love weed, so
Pharmaceutical.
I want to keep learning more about it.
S
Growing it.
Y F.
Shut
M.
up.
Shut your fucking mouth, Charles.
Yo, Jose started it. He started bringing it up. I'm just,
right.
you know.
I just met you like an hour ago.
He-
I'm fucking dead.
You blow yourself up, right?
Right?
I'm just saying.
Dead ass.
No,
He is
wait.
so-
He wears the shirt. Now he think he could haiku people.
Yeah,
Look.
What?
He said that shit, not me.
You went.
You said haiku, though.
Oh, I said haiku.
Like a poem and shit.
That's why I'm confused.
Yeah, you
Right,
said
right?
haiku, nigga. You heard haiku, right?
The word
heard
came. The
haiku.
word came out wrong, but the
Nah,
in the
bull, yeah,
brain it was
you said
correct.
we heard
Yeah.
haiku,
Okay.
nigga. Yep. That's what I thought.
Hadouken, I meant.
I started fucking saying that shit. Haiku, haiku. Hey, what's going on? Haiku.
Hadouken.
Remember, Haku is the dude from Samurai Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's black, so.
No, he's not. He's like
So
super
Samurai
Japanese.
Jack is black.
Samurai Jack
Jack?
is black?
No, Afro Samurai. Oops.
I was like,
Wow.
I was like, what?
Oh.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah. I thought he was
Sounds
on some
different.
new stuff. Like what?
Yeah, I thought it was a new
Blow my
cartoon.
mind?
I was like, he
Does Phil Lamar
ain't
play
Elvis
him?
no more. Like
Yeah.
he just changed.
Okay, yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah, Phil Lamar is the voice
As
of
the
Jack.
voice. Okay, yeah.
That dude is the voice of, I think, close to
Shit.
2,500 characters.
Damn.
And after him, I forget what her name is, but the hippie chick from A Different World. She's the next most, like almost every
You talking
black.
about Cree Summer?
Yeah, Cree Summer
Yeah,
is like
Cree
I love her.
Summer,
the voice
and then
of
it's
almost every black female
She's
character through
everything.
the 90s.
I
Damn.
like
Yeah.
everything. I love
And then what's
Her
that? Robert
resume is
Graufi.
ridiculous.
It's
What's
sick.
his name?
I looked
Who?
up the other day. I was like, wow.
Graufi.
never
I
would-
think his name is.
Ralphie.
That was her? Yeah.
You said Ralphie?
Robert something.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't
He's the
have
next. The one that has that high pitch.
That's freaking.
Oh, you looked that up too?
That he
So
be
the reason we
speaking.
were looking up is that we were talking about actors and voice actors and like pay differences between races.
Yeah.
And so Cree Summer and Phil Lamar, their catalog is ridiculous. But
Phil
the-
Lamar does so much for Fox. Like he just does so much for all of their shows.
pretty much since Mad TV and whatnot,
Yeah.
right? Like, and he's, I mean, in everything, low key. Anything animated, he's probably the voiceover for it, even video game wise, right? Yeah, he's in every, like his voice is everywhere.
Everything.
But the girl who did the voice for, I believe, Tara Strong, so she's either Starfire or Raven, I forget, in Teen Titans.
Okay.
Her net worth was worth more than both of them when I looked it up. I was like, are you
She's
serious?
white?
Yeah. With the catalog that's,
She's got a good
it is actually
agent.
really, it's a really
Pretty
good catalog,
impressive. Okay.
but it's
Good
nowhere near the
manager.
depth of theirs.
Oh, there's.
Yeah. Nowhere.
Told you that dude.
Yeah.
Because that's a different. She's getting paid on like an actor's type of salary versus a voiceover.
Voiceover
talent.
salary, yeah.
I think so.
Voiceover is so much
That-
lower.
Yeah.
That
Way
one guy,
lower.
But she's all she's doing is voiceover work.
Yeah,
That's why I'm like,
yeah. They're different leagues, completely different.
The guy I told you about, Lloyd Floyd.
Mhm.
Oh, I mean, put the man's name out there, but
Oh, that's his name. Gilbert Godfrey is like number
that's what I'm
4.
talking about, yeah, the guy that was doing all that stuff. That was him, the man of 1,000 voices.
damn.
Gilbert Godfrey.
No,
No,
his name
no.
was,
The one with a million voices is the one that started Bugs Bunny. He's the one that has the.
I think he started to get his shit together. So, starting to.
It's one of those strange things, but unfortunately, that's just how it is for them.
Into the beast.
They ain't freaking.
Into the beast. Oops.
Well, what do you think makes someone an
Technically, you're supposed to log in a certain amount of hours. I think it's like 10,000 hours you can do in something that you have experience in it. That connotates you as an expert. But what makes you an expert is how you feel about it in your heart, I think. You know, if you know that you're really good at this craft and you've cultivated it for however years usually, and you're confident and you just want to grow and grow and grow, I think that you're an expert in that craft.
That's
According
what type
according
of
to
thing.
society, you're
what
expert
type-
if you have these
titles.
two
or
things.
titles?
Yes, this is what titles come into play.
Yeah, that's what I was
It's
just gonna
called
say.
Violence, the last episode. But yeah, this is what titles come into play.
Yeah.
No,
You better.
according to society, you have to have two things to be an expert.
What?
One, the license, and two, you got to be paid.
There you go.
But it doesn't really make you an expert. I know people that know more than the other
Right.
people.
Yeah, and
Hey,
they can't pay
hey,
that
hey,
dude.
Of course, you got that
hey,
diploma.
Okay, if they do that, they do whatever it is that they do without that title, you get fucked up.
Yeah, but
So
they
titties.
probably still
But
they
like
could probably
they have
still
that
do a
title.
better job.
If they got the title of
They
you know
still
such
a
and
title.
such expert,
Right.
then yeah, that's their ass.
Yeah,
So
but-
I would rather have the title expert behind somebody that's fucking me up. It's the
Shit.
truth though.
Right.
I might as well get someone that's going to build me a house of bricks than build me a house of straw because they consider it an expert. You know what I mean? Of course, you're considered an expert doesn't mean you can do it better, you know? But society always looks at those things, like your title, your diploma, and did you get paid to do a job like that yet?
It's liability.
Yeah.
Experience. How many years of experience you have?
I mean, but even that, right? So like even the diploma, this or whatever, I think it comes down to experience, right? You've had people who have the title, right? And so let's just take something like construction, because you mentioned that. You have the guy who obviously married into the family, so they give him like the manager or whatever. But the actual like
True.
the actual foreman, right, is the one who's putting it together with the crew, right?
He's
You got
got
the
the
civil
license.
engineers who come by and say it should be worked like this, and we can get it done in this time, whatever. And the people actually working it who are just like, that is literally impossible.
Yeah.
Like we can't do it. We're the ones that have to do it. We can't. Like it can't be done. So they try and hire a different team. It takes whatever, and it takes just as long as that first group told them, and it costs them even more money because they got people who were less skilled.
Yeah.
Because they thought, yeah, we can do it if you give us enough money. So like I think it just comes down to actual experience. You can have someone who's an expert in something by the age of 5, if they've done enough research and whatever. That I think educating yourself is key to a certain extent. But I don't know how often than not when doing anything does the textbook actually often get it right because of all the human factors of it, right? The
Yeah.
textbook can't account for, just environmental stressors, the mental stress or anything like that of actually doing something, right? You can do a free throw a million times in practice, get it all million times. That one time you miss is because it's an actual game, right?
Mm.
But I feel like to be an expert, you have to also be ever changing. Because it's like, let's say for example, you're an expert right now, and then you just stop studying that field for the next 5-10 years. You're gonna be freaking lost 5-10
Yeah.
years from now. You're not even gonna be an expert no more. You're
Oh,
gonna be like,
they
Be an
literally make
expert.
you get recertified,
Yeah.
especially in the fields of
Continuing
science
education.
or medicine
Yeah.
just in general. Like you have to
Every year,
constantly
you have to get a
promoted.
certain amount of credits.
Hell, even in whatchamacallit, your security license has to get updated every 2 to 3 years, and you have to
Yeah.
take a course every year in case
Yeah,
there are any
it's
changes
usually
to laws.
1 to 2 years.
Yeah.
Within the field, that you have to update that license.
So I mean, I know doctors were like, "Have you read the latest magazine and this and whatever?" I'm like, "What the hell's even reading magazines like that?" But that's
they have to.
Yes, articles.
We got to
Whatever
study.
You do, if you do marketing, whatever it is, you gotta be on top of whatever it is. Everything's
You should,
is
right?
ever changing.
it's true. I don't know. I just feel like if you had somebody who knew everything book based, I couldn't trust them
Hell no.
because they just can't account for certain things. I'd put more faith.
There's
Good
no life
experience.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have more faith in
Can't
someone who
just
has
be
the life experience of
academically-
it.
There's some people who are lifer academics. It's like you got your PhD. What now? You gonna work now? Or no, I'm gonna study in another field.
Yup.
Okay.
You just retarded.
Yeah,
They're
like
not ready. They're not ready.
there are certain people that have like 3 to 4 degrees and they not working yet. Like they just want to keep
That's
studying
their
and
job.
studying. What is that going to do? By the time you actually start working, now you're too old to work in that department.
That's stupid. That right there. That
That's
whole,
the whole point.
Getting a
though,
whole,
you
but
know?
like that's a lot of money, nigga.
That is.
That's fucking
But that's
stupid.
the
That's
thing.
stupid.
If you're forever building debt, when do you pay it?
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah, nigga, that's stupid. So
Back.
That was actually part of why I left college. It's just like in 1 year I amassed like 26K of debt. It was a 52 a year
Oh.
school, so I got a half scholarship.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, nah. And then for the fact that I was doing work that was like, I remember college has to account for the fact that everyone comes from everywhere, right?
Yes.
So I've been
They're
in.
just now starting to do that.
They make you do
I-
like the GEs.
No, not even that. It's just the idea of the fact that I've been in
have a
accelerated
life.
programs in New York, right? My entire life.
Yeah.
I'm now going to school with people from Florida.
Right.
So you know what my homework assignment was when I first got to college? Like the very first thing I ever got?
Right.
Write a half-page paper double spaced about a movie. I had never done anything like that. Like even I shit you not, because you have to account for the various state curriculums.
Damn.
Cool in a way.
No,
Not really.
it was miserable.
Yeah.
Oh, well, like nah, I'm not that level.
Like I remember
Yeah.
my final was like do a research paper that was like 2 pages single space paper on like whatever subject matter showing you research you did, like qualitative research you did with people. I was like, this shit is something I literally did in 6th grade, and it was 4 pages. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't the final of the. I was just like, I I'm not gonna lose. I'm not gonna put myself in $100,000 debt for shit like this.
Yeah, not
This is what I'm gonna get.
Right.
for that.
Like, not if I have to go to school with people from Florida. I'm sorry if you're Floridian and you're listening to this, but even you know,
You're not
you
fucking
like to
sure.
hang outside in level 1 and 2 degree hurricanes.
You're
So, and this is coming from Floridians who tell me this. I'm good. Y'all live a different kind of life out there.
not. You're not fucking sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not fucking sorry. Not at all.
I think they have one of the worst public school systems.
They were ranked 50th.
Oh, last.
Hey, where we rank at? God damn it.
Somewhere in the top 5. I think we were
Word?
3
Nah,
at the
not
time.
New York. I said
No,
South
what?
Carolina.
Oh, South Carolina. You're somewhere in the 20s.
Okay.
Because you got, I mean, the Carolinas have that like 70% thing that kind of works out well. There's a thing that happened where like if you get below a 70%, it's an F, and that extra 5.
Oh yeah.
That should help.
69 is an F.
That should help. And actually, that's a fun time. But
Oh,
Thank you.
nice,
Thank
nice,
you.
nice. I like it.
According to the Board of Education,
The hell?
the fake people, New Jersey is the number
Those are
one
actually
for
real people?
school.
That makes sense.
Yep.
That makes
Hey,
a
what?
lot of sense.
New
You gotta
Jersey
think
followed by Massachusetts.
Think about
I knew
how
it was somewhere in New England. It had
no,
to be
but
number one.
but literally think about how small these states are, and how much of the area is like housing, like actual, and I mean like public housing is very few. You're talking about schools, like even the public schools get better funding just because of the amount of like taxes that are in these areas because of the homes.
That's true.
So their public schools are going to be pretty good. They're
We
gonna
have to
be,
pay
I'm surprised Rhode Island isn't first, but then again, their population is so low that even though it's mostly housing, like it's just too small. But, yeah. It all in the end, it comes down to math. Like that's what it comes down to.
What you said that one time? Quick maths.
Quick maths. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, but Florida, there's number 3 with pre-Ks.
I mean,
I guess with
That's about where
to
their
ju-
highest
to junior high
education is.
school. Yeah.
Fucking asshole.
It drops off from there.
They're still watching Sesame Street, so they're good.
Your cognitive bias, or your cognitive
I feel
development.
like we
Yes.
have something good going on. Let's just keep it at this pre-K level.
Word.
Yeah,
Exactly.
let's say your cognitive development. Is not about pre-K. All right.
Hey, it worked for the 12-year-olds. Let's keep it going.
Pretty much. But then, So- so here's something. If we have people who are experts, right? Why do experts have opposing views?
It has to be. I don't know.
You know what it is? Because
Because nobody want to be wrong, I
it's
guess.
not something. It's not something that's 100% right. You feel me?
But why are they experts?
So,
They're considered experts because they majority know what's in that field.
You know what?
but I mean, but what if so? Ideally, if knowledge and point of view should all equal the same in the end, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like if we're talking about people who are stupid, ignorant, whatever. But like in the end, we're saying that amassing the knowledge and the life experience should essentially make you somewhat intelligent in whatever subject matter,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Regardless of what the subject matter is.
Yep.
If that all happens, right, and you all have the same whatever, like why is it that these people who all know the same facts have completely different views?
Because I can do it better.
Exactly. Well, it's just like
If it comes to chat, like I can do it better.
it's just like when you have you go to the doctor. They're supposed to be experts. Why do you get a second opinion?
That's true.
But that turns out that
You know what I mean?
Well,
They're
the second
just practicing.
wait, the second opinion
Exactly.
normally comes from the person who doesn't know anything, wanting to get a different answer,
Yeah.
And you're gonna always get a different answer, no matter what.
right? Because you're unsatisfied.
Because otherwise, there'd be like
That doctor's
a
like,
slip-up.
I know, right? Whether he's right or wrong, he goes, I know. But this other person going, man, you should have done one more test, or I don't like the fact that you told me I had cancer, so I'm gonna go to somebody else and hopefully they tell me that you were wrong. Like
Yeah.
you said the scam was hard to read, so I'm gonna find somebody who can read it. Like you know,
Who could read this?
Yeah. Hey, what color is that? Blue. I got to get a second opinion because I
Word.
think it's this and this. So why you asking then? You know what I mean?
that's how I feel. Like
Yeah.
when someone asks you direction, you tell them they're like, nah, that doesn't sound right. Then why the fuck did you ask me if you think you already know? Like,
Yeah.
I just wanted to see what you'd say.
like,
Yeah.
I hate that.
But the word expert in general should be changed if they want to change anything. Because a lot of people are listening to the expert. Look what happened this past 2 to 3 years.
That's why I had to say,
listening to
I
the
had to retract my
experts.
statement
Hey,
earlier.
look,
Of the country.
You know what I mean? The country
All I'm
went to
saying
hell.
is that last dentist who doesn't approve orbit gum sounds
Oh.
like an asshole.
No, I like that guy. I like
That's
that
all
guy.
I'm saying.
He don't agree with nobody.
Word, like that. There's always that 10th dentist who's just like F you to everyone. I'm like,
Yeah.
why is that 10th dentist the only one not on board? Like that really be irking my soul.
4 out of 5 the doctors. Wait. Who's that fifth one
Who's
that didn't
fifth
agree with
one?
your ass?
Like, because you know what that also does is that if that doctor has doubt in it, what doubt is it? Like, put me on. Tell me why they said no. They could be the right one.
Yeah,
that's the one they couldn't pay off.
That one doctor becomes a YouTube doctor to tell you what's wrong.
That's
No.
true too.
That was a doctor you couldn't pay off.
That-
He was like, I ain't telling no lies.
All right. So then my last question is, what do you think you're an expert in?
Talking shit.
I was thinking something else for your ass.
What she was gonna say?
The word you
Yes,
do not
I'm
want to
a
explain.
I'm a pot smoking motherfucker. So yes, I guess I'd be a
He'll be a pot expert.
professional
Yeah, you're a professional.
at smoking
You're a
weed.
professional. He's a he's a professional.
But you say yourself,
Yeah.
He's an
just
expert.
yourself.
He's an expert.
And just myself. I'm confident in that.
Hey,
You know.
I say digital marketing. That's because I've been doing it for like 5-6 years.
Fair enough. I don't know. I wouldn't consider myself an expert in anything. I think my expertise, if anything, is being a jack of all trades. So it means I've mastered none of them. I try to know a little bit about a lot, so that way nothing goes over my head.
But there's no such thing as a true expert.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because, yeah, like you're gonna always like that field's always gonna be evolving and changing. So unless you're evolving and changing too, by the time the field already changed and you already got caught up to what and learned that, the field already moved around already.
But that's the whole thing. If you're truly an expert, you're very much aware of the fact that there's more to be learned, right?
You
the
ready
people-
for that,
The
too.
people who are often experts are also somewhat mildly obsessed with the subject matter, right? So like they're constantly looking for more. Like if there's anything that everyone knows about it, it's most things that you study, right?
Yeah.
They know certain things, but there's always so much more to learn about it. Like even if you go back into history, right? People just knew or would talk about solely like Abe Lincoln wanting to free the slaves, right? Like as a good thing, and then find out that it was actually something he was doing to be malicious
Fuck,
to,
nigga.
the Confederates, and that he really didn't give a fuck about black people and stuff like that. And then they keep digging into that, and they say, hey, he might have taken a dick too, and you're like, wait, what? But you see, like just keep digging,
yeah.
just keep digging.
Wait a minute.
Have you seen
Whoa,
that
whoa.
video I think on Instagram? It's like
who
it's
took
like
his
a
ass?
dude. It's like a math teacher. He's on the board. He's like he has a graph. He's like, the more you fuck around, the more you find out.
Yo, for real. That's
Yeah.
how it is.
Fuck around,
You find out.
more. That shit was
It
like-
makes sense. Fuck around and find out.
Yeah, the more you
Yeah,
fuck
I,
around.
I always say an expert on one subject is stupid because you could never survive in a real world because, my dad always used to tell me that.
Topics.
Yeah, my dad was, in the army and all that. So he always used to say, if you don't know how to adapt, you would never survive. So you got to be a jack of all trades and a master of none to understand that no one's going to screw you or do anything because you understand a little bit of what's going on. You're not an expert, but you're one of those like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
that spark plug does not go there. You know what I mean? Like you at least know something,
Something.
know?
In the subject matter.
Right. And then just speak like you know big of it and you watch the person be like, ooh, I can't screw this person up because he knows a lot. No, I don't. I just repeated the same sentence I heard last week. You know what I mean? So I think that's where the expertness comes involved is knowing your limits and learning that you can learn some more. Like you can, your cup is not full, in other words. You want to keep on going.
No.
And why is this boy blowing air and kisses to the new guy? Like I see this through the window like, what the hell?
Because there is no camera.
I'm like,
Kiss the sky.
but I
nigga.
could hear it in the headphones, the blow. Like,
No
what the?
camera, so he's showing his love.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
showing the love to okay.
Well, on that note, My potheads need to smoke. So this has been another episode of XY101, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Peace.
The best radio station in the world is right here, right now.